Hello and welcome to Decision Critical. At the end of this video, you will be able to identify an insolvent scenario and understand the financing needs of the business and see how you can provide financing to a business in Decision Critical to avoid insolvency. Financing is the process of providing funds to your business. We started the scenario list for an existing company called Machine Trading. By expanding the scenario list by clicking here, we realize that the business is insolvent under the base scenario because of the red color on the minimum cash balance. When we go into the scenario builder and look under the reports section, we see that the cash balance report is colored red as well, again reminding us that the business is insolvent as modeled under this scenario and needs more funds to remain solvent. Decision Critical allows you to model insolvent scenarios and allows cash balance to go below zero only so that you can anticipate and respond to cash needs of the business. In real-life scenarios, once a business becomes insolvent, it ceases to operate. Decision Critical reflects this by automatically deactivating certain functions for insolvent scenarios. For example, the valuation report for this business under the insolvent scenario is deactivated to reflect that an insolvent business has no practical value and cash flows after the insolvency are not real. So, negative cash balances are modeled in Decision Critical to offer insights about our financing needs. The red dots on the graph clearly show us when the business has negative cash balances, and the magnitude of this deficit can be seen by hovering over these dots. Soon after starting operations, the business has a cash deficit from July 2018 through to October 2019. Again, from February 2020 through to August 2020. And finally, during May and June in 2021. One of the simplest ways to solve this problem is to finance this business using equity investment. We can do that by clicking on Financing here and choosing Equity Investment. Let us provide the business with founders' investment capital of 5 million Canadian dollars received in July 2018. Right, as you can see, this certainly helps reduce the cash deficit, but we are still underfunded. To understand how much we are short by, we can look at the month with the largest cash deficit, which is approximately 11.5 million, and our financing need persists till the second half of 2020. You can also view this deficit under Scenario Details on the front page under the title Minimum Cash Balance. Let us plug this cash deficit by adding a bank loan of 12 million Canadian dollars to give ourselves a small buffer. Once again, we click on Financing, but this time we choose Debt. As we can see, the scenario already has some loans drawn by the business. To add a new loan, click Add Debt. Let us add an interest-only bullet loan. Let's call it Long-Term Note SI Bank. Drawn on December 2018, repaid after the business no longer has a cash deficit, say August 2020, with a principal amount of 12 million Canadian dollars, paying an annual interest rate of 1.75%. Click Create Debt and proceed to Debt Card. In the Debt Card, you can see the system automatically creates the debt amortization schedule based on your inputs. You can export this to a spreadsheet by clicking here. Let us go back to the cash report to see if the loan resolved our cash deficit. Wow! Great news! Seems like our business is no longer insolvent. And so that is how you add equity and debt financing in Decision Critical to avoid future insolvencies. If we go to the balance sheet, we can see the short-term portion of our bank loans under current liabilities here, and see the graph for the long-term portion under non-current liabilities here. And of course, here is the founder's capital of 5 million Canadian dollars under shareholders' equity shown as paid-in capital. In the income statement, the interest expense on our loans is displayed under interest expense. And that's all. We hope you enjoyed this video on financing businesses in Decision Critical. Happy modeling!